Hi, my name is Julia Ebis from BSY 12, and the national issue or concern that I am very much connected with is red tagging. But what is red tagging? According to Supreme Court, it is defined as the act of labeling, branding, naming, and accusing individuals or organizations of being left-leaning, subversives, communists, or terrorists used as a strategy by state agents, particularly by law enforcement agencies and military, against those perceived to be threats or enemies of the state. Now, what could happen if you are red tagged? According to Verifiles, your assets could be frozen, you could be under surveillance, and you would be detained without charges, even though the government official who red tagged you or military does not have any proof that you are a terrorist. Now, I chose this issue because as someone who usually voices out her concern on Twitter and on Facebook, this actually imposes a threat and fear to everyone like me who is very vocal to whatever is the problem that we could see on the government. And red tagging should be stopped immediately because using your voice does not mean that you are a rebel of the country. It only means that you have this great concern for the common good of the Filipino people, most especially for us ordinary citizens. Now, who are those affected of this issue? Just like what I said, I am affected, you're affected, all of us are affected, journalists and activists most especially. And actually, last August 2020, Zara Alvarez and Randall Echanis, these are two people who were killed last August 2020 by this administration. And both of them are part of different organizations. Zara Alvarez is part of an organization who fights for human rights, while Randall Echanis is a leader of a peasant leader of an organization as well, and both of them experienced red tagging, which we could say that red tagging is a very huge threat that could lead even to death. That's why this issue is very alarming. Now, where could this happen? This could occur, most especially today, this could occur in our social media. Or just recently, Liza Soberano, Angel Locsin, and Catriona Gray were seen as terrorists or leftists by a military official because, particularly for Liza Soberano's case, she is a part or she supports an NDMO or National Democratic Mass Organization, the Gabriela Youth, and that specific military official sees Gabriela Youth as a terrorist group since they use their voices in protecting the oppressed women, and they use their platform on Twitter in voicing out their concerns on the government and in voicing out what the government is doing wrong. Now, why is it an issue, or why does it occur? So, the goal of red tagging is to protect the state against NPA or New People's Army. And New People's Army, according to Stanford's website, it seeks to overthrow PH government in favor of a new state led by the working class and to expel US influence from the Philippines. And this is what the government would not want to happen because they still want to be powerful and they do not want the working class to rule the country, and they do not want the ordinary Filipino citizens to join the NPA because NPA is seen as a rebel of the country, and they are seen as someone who is not in favor of the decisions and actions of the government. And that is the thing that the government is trying to avoid. Are trying to avoid those who are against them, And they want everyone to follow what they want. They want everyone to follow what they say. Now, how could we solve red tagging? For us, ordinary citizens, I think we could not do anything about it. We should keep on using our voices in raising our concerns, in protecting those voiceless people, in protecting the oppressed. We should still keep using our voices and not be threatened by red tagging because we are all concerned citizens of the country and we deserve a better country, a better government, and a government that does not see criticism as a threat or as an enemy, but rather as a chance to improve themselves. And in addition to this, at us Filipino citizens, what we could also do is we should think our country. We should think of our country as a democratic country still. And it is our right to use our freedom of speech, most especially if it is for the common good of the Filipino people. And for the government, you should be the ones who should stop red tagging, most especially if you do not have any proof that a person is a part of NPA or is a terrorist. Because most of the people whom you red tag is actually an activist or a concerned citizen who wants a better country for everybody. So the government should put a period on this and should have enough evidence in order for them to label someone as a terrorist or as a part of the NPA. That would be all. I hope, I really hope that red tagging would stop in our country because it is not healthy for everyone. And it imposes a fear for us ordinary citizens, most especially for us youth, who are now more progressive when it comes to using our voices. That would be all po. Please stay safe. Again, my name is Julia Anes Ebis from BSY 12.